So if you're limited on budget and time, what would you focus on in HR? Like, what would be the main thing? Most people see HR as this giant cost that the government's making you have with compliance. And yes, that is an element of it, exactly. People are the best part of your business, but also bring the biggest part of risk. And often the misconception about HR is it's a pure cost, and it really isn't. The thing I would turn my attention to is having a handbook, is having all your policies and procedures and everything laid out, like vacations, everything. Your handbook is almost the Bible of all the stuff related to your employment at your workplace. And the reason you want this is because it sets all the rules and guidelines for your employees, and it really will help you, because if you do have to make any employment changes or terminations, this really can be referred back to, and each employee accepts they understand the outline of the handbook. Secondly, what I would focus on is your onboarding and termination procedures. Really get those dialed in. And the reason I say this is because you're onboarding, you finally got the person, you attracted them. Their first impression of you is how you onboard them, how you get them ready within your organization. When you let someone go through that process, you really have to know what you're doing and follow the documentation and have a process that you follow every single time. This prevents discrimination, but it also shows that you have a process, you have procedures, and you can follow them, and try and document it as much as possible. Remember, when you're terminating someone or getting ready to do it, more documentation is better. Having a set procedure so it's the same every single time will really help protect you against potential lawsuits. It's not invincible against them, but having that documentation and following that procedure will definitely minimize the risk of having that potential lawsuit from an employee. And when you look at a skills gap analysis, which sounds very complex, but ultimately what it is looking at the people you have and looking at where you want to get to. Do the people have the skills and the attributes and experience in order to get you there? So do you need to hire new talent that can help you there? Or is the gap small enough that you could actually train your current workforce to be able to grow into these new roles and these positions that you have? And also looking at your benefits, reducing the cost of your benefits, looking at that's a large expense right there and then. And then obviously looking at how you operate within the system. But your cost of turnover, cost of looking for people, and cost of retention really is a big impact on your bottom line. And not only that, it affects your customers. You want customer loyalty and you want to retain these clients for a long time. If your labor force keeps changing over and the quality is changing and people keep not getting what they're asking for, eventually that's going to impact your employer brand and your actual company brand.